Hello viewers and subscribers. So I've been really busy lately the last couple of weeks preparing for a lot of company that I've had, family, my brother and his family, and my sister and her family coming up. And so I've just been really busy, haven't had much of an opportunity to even work in my garden, never mind do any videos. So I thought today, why don't we start with a garden tour video, because I haven't actually done a garden tour video of my gardens yet. So we're going to start with this one behind me here. This is where we laid wood chips a few weeks ago. And so I thought maybe I would just kind of talk about that first of all before I show you. I'm not really sure if a garden is supposed to be set back a little bit when you actually start putting wood chips on your garden, but that's what we've had. It was like it just kind of stunted our garden and it hasn't really gone anywhere. But the last few days we've kind of noticed it's perked up and things have started to grow. So I don't know if that's normal or not, but that's been what's been going on. So let's get started with our little Back to Eden garden that we've started here. Hey Tiger. Hi Tiger. He's our little sweetie, and he actually went missing yesterday after we heard screaming from cats, and there was something out here in the bush, and he was gone all day and we actually thought he was gone. And he came back last night and he was absolutely terrified, the poor little guy. Anyway, all is well. Okay, so let's move on here. So we planted these lettuces. I actually had planted all that you see here. I had already planted in this garden, and then we laid down the wood chips after. And it seems to not have done a whole lot. I'm not really sure. We laid down, I'm not sure if it's spruce or pine, but it's one of the two. Those are the wood chips that we have here. And I'm not really sure. I mean, when I listen to Paul, he says really any wood chips, it doesn't matter what they are. And so I'm thinking maybe everything just kind of needed to adjust and get used to it. I'm not sure, but they've been very, very slow, and now things are starting to take off. Our tomato plant is actually doing really well here. All of our tomato plants are doing pretty good here. And I did just a few beans. I got little purple beans, little green beans or yellow beans. And over here I have some eggplant. And then beside the eggplant I have a couple different kinds of peppers. And over here I have a kale plant growing. Actually, it's 3 seeds. So it's 3 plants growing, and it is really taking its time, but it's looking very nice. So I planted a little close to this daylily here. It was really small in the spring, and I didn't think it would get quite this big. But that's okay. We'll make it work for this year if I have to cut it back. And over here I have some celery growing. The celery is doing really, really good, but it's not doing as good as the celery that I have in the garden that doesn't have the wood chips. So I'm not really sure if it's just adjusting to the wood chips or if these wood chips are not good for the garden. I'm just not sure what's going on. And here I have a big, beautiful zucchini plant. And I'm really impressed with this zucchini plant. I have never had a zucchini plant that has 10 zucchinis growing on it at once. But that's what this zucchini plant is doing. I have counted 10 zucchinis on this plant, and I'm terribly excited about it. So this plant is absolutely beautiful, and it's actually just doing amazing. And it's been doing even better since the wood chips are on here, so I'm not really sure what's going on there. Get you on camera, little tiger. Hi, you beautiful kitty. Hello. 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 Now we could only put so many wood chips in the garden from our first load. And so what we did was we just actually put the wood chips around the plants that we had in the garden. And in this garden I've done a little bit of, you know, not everything, but I've done a little bit of this and a little bit of that, because it's kind of testing ground to see how this is going to work and how these wood chips are going to work. So that's kind of why things are the way they are, and they're a bit choppy in the garden. But where there are no wood chips, nothing is growing except for weeds. So it's all good. And here is where I have cucumbers and more celery growing. The cucumbers are doing wonderful. We've been picking off them for probably over a week already. But this celery is really, really slow. It's just not doing very well at all. Now, granted, I did plant all these plants. I've planted way too close to these flowered plants that are here in the garden. And I don't know if they're beneficial or non-beneficial to my produce. So I'm not exactly sure if it's the plants or if it's the wood chips. However, we're just going to keep going and we'll see how things work out throughout the rest of the season. Back over here we have more wood chips, and this is just a small patch of romaine that we've put in. Just a very small patch. Needs to be thinned, but it's just starting now to kind of take off. Again, it's just not doing well. It seemed to be doing really good prior to putting the wood chips down, so it's just going to be trial and error, and we will see how it goes. So all in all, I'm quite happy with the wood chips for the presentation of the garden. It looks really beautiful. It's wonderful to walk on, and I'm just really enjoying it. There haven't been any weeds. It's just been absolutely wonderful, and I don't have to dig down very far. Let's come over here. No, I don't have to dig down very far. And look, it's just totally wet underneath there. So definitely, you know, it's wonderful. It's been holding the moisture exceptionally well. The only thing is that it seems to have stunted the growth of the garden. And again, I don't know if the plants have just been adjusting or what, but I guess time will tell. Hopefully we'll see it pick up here. We've noticed the last few days things have started to pick up and grow, and we're getting fruit on the plants, and so I'm just really hoping that it was just that it needed to adjust, and it's gonna pick up here and do some great production for us. So that's our first tour of our Back to Eden garden. It's a very small garden with a little bit of this and a little bit of that in it, but we kind of really wanted to test things out, especially because we're using spruce or pine needles or pine mulch. I'm not exactly sure what it is exactly because we actually got it from the dump, because the guy that does the tree service here, that's where he puts it all. So we just kind of went and got it, and it's already decomposing. So we will just see how it goes. That's our first tour of our Back to Eden garden, and I haven't done a tour of my main garden yet, so I will do that on the next video. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.